If there's anything that I want people to stop doing on Instagram, that is sending messages asking for a follow or a shout out. I understand that everyone wants to grow on Instagram and get more followers, but sending messages like that don't even make me want to continue a conversation further. So then it made me think, what is actually the best way to grow on Instagram? To me, that is through building authentic relationships. So in this video, I'm going to share with you some tips of what you can do to encourage others to interact with you so that you can build relationships with your audience and grow organically on Instagram. Hi everyone, I'm Gadis of Made by Mutiara and welcome back to my channel. I'm a creative calligrapher on Instagram where I do all sorts of brush lettering, watercolor. But here on my channel, I make videos to share with you some of the tips that I've used to help grow my Instagram account. In one of my previous videos, I shared about how I was previously a serial liker where I would just post after post after post. But since I started making the effort to get to know other people and then also leave comments for them, and what I've noticed is that the people who I regularly interact with, either through comments or through the DM, I am seeing their Instagram posts appear on my feed first thing when I open the app. And I think this happens because of how the Instagram algorithm works. For this part of the video, I'm going to be referencing a blog post by Sammy Gorin Art. She's an artist and also somebody who works in social media. And in her blog post, she very clearly explains the 6 different feed ranking signals that determines what post to show on your Instagram feed. The 3 most important ones are relationship, interest, and timeliness, followed by frequency, following, and usage. For me personally, I feel that the first factor, relationship, has been one of the main reasons why I was able to see continuous growth on my Instagram account. So if I'm seeing their posts on my feed, it's safe to say that the same applies vice versa, where they are seeing my posts on their feed. And this is really good because the initial engagement that your friends give when they see your post will help the algorithm promote your post to the explore page or to even more people in your audience. And I hope you know that yes, the initial engagement with your post is good, but that interaction and that relationship is much better. And that's because I believe that is all part and parcel about being in a community. So in this video, I'm going to share with you some tips and ideas of how you can get started with encouraging others to interact with you, and that hopefully becomes the start of a long-lasting relationship with your audience on Instagram. So whenever you are meeting somebody new, normally we would want to give a good first impression. So if somebody sees your post for the first time, the first thing that they would normally do is to go to your profile, and that is where they would get the first impression. Most of the time, our Instagram page where we can see all of our posts, that does play a large factor of whether or not somebody wants to follow you. But I think there are some things that you should include inside your profile that can definitely encourage someone further to want to follow you. For example, I personally think that adding your name should be a must because I personally like to respond to comments and use the name. It actually helps me to remember who that person is. Like maybe you have a short form of your name like Nick, which is short for Nicholas, or Nicola, whichever one. That can be something that you add to your profile as well. Other things that maybe you want to include, like where you're from, when did you first start lettering? That's something that's also interesting to know. And what type of art are you currently interested in? Is it brush lettering? Is it watercolor? Is it chalk lettering? Adding things like that can help other people know like, hey, that person has the same area of interest as me and I want to follow them. And that is the ultimate goal of your profile, to create that first impression and give them something or a reason to follow you. Not like a reason like, oh, you must follow me for this, but if there is something that resonates with them, that could be a reason why they want to follow you. For example, I'm from Singapore, and if I know of any other fellow letterers or calligraphers from Singapore, I'm like, yes, I want to follow you, my fellow Singaporean, high five. Or if somebody loves cat, I love cats so much, so that could be one thing that you want to include also. But I also understand that not everyone is comfortable with sharing some personal info. Maybe this account is something that's like a private secret project. But like I said, if you are looking to grow your account, you have to take that step in being willing to share more about yourself. And if there's anything that you should start with, that is adding your name. Now, tip number 2. After the person has gone to your profile and they have followed you, now what can you do to encourage them to interact with you further? That will be through your captions. Anybody can leave a like, but not everybody will leave a comment. So what we want to do is to deliberately give them a reason to leave a comment on your post. In the beginning, when I first started posting on Instagram, I would normally just have a template when it comes to my captions, and nothing in my caption is interesting enough for anybody to leave a caption. Leave a comment. So here are some possible ideas of what you can do to enhance your caption. So number 1, you can share more about your lettering post. Maybe share the process or the idea. Where did you get the idea from when it comes to making that post? You can maybe share a personal story or something related to the post. Or maybe you can share something personal that's unrelated to the post, like what is something interesting that happened in your day. My personal favorite account to follow and read the captions is Laura, or Auntie Laura, as some of us may know her from Stuff My Nephew Says. Most of her posts are quotes of what her nephew says, and her brilliant storytelling does make it easier for me to know what caption to leave for her. Comment to leave for her. The next thing that you can also do is, after you tell your story, you can also include a question at the end asking, do people have similar experiences from you? Or even a simple this or that type of question can be a good starter point in getting people to leave a comment for you. Lastly, you can add something called a call to action. I just learned what this is recently. But basically, if you have some place that you want the audience to go, like for me, check out my new video, go to the link in bio. Or if you have an Etsy shop and you want them to check them out, your new listings, then go to my Etsy shop. You can include that inside your link as well. Inside your comment, oh my god, I'm getting confused. Inside your caption as well. And you should definitely take advantage of the first line in your caption. If you have multiple posts, which is called a carousel post, and there is something particular that you want your audience to see, then be very deliberate and tell them to swipe to see the video, swipe to see the color shift or the glitters or the holo, or swipe to see like, oh my gosh, did you see what I did here? There are many different possibilities, but whatever it is, if there's something particular that you want your audience to notice, be deliberate and tell them to look for it. Captions are definitely a very powerful tool that you can use to engage more with your audience. So I highly recommend you start writing longer captions from now onwards, because you may never know if a current follower or a new follower reads your caption and they find something that resonates with them, then maybe that will get them to leave a comment. But yeah, try any of the suggestions that I mentioned earlier and see what type of comment, type of content works well with you. So the very last point, how do you get more people to interact with you or get to know you better? That is through your Insta stories. When you post something to your Insta stories and they leave a reaction or they respond with a comment, the best thing is that gets sent to your inbox, which is amazing because that's the ultimate destination, to actually engage a conversation with them, which is also how I formed most of the friendships that I make on the platform. And since Insta stories appear after 24 hours, you can definitely try many different ways to engage with your audience. Like, you can ask a poll asking a simple yes or no. If you have a question, you can also ask them and they can reply with an answer, which you can also end up sharing on your platform. Or you can, do a ask me anything. That's something that's very popular and something that I also enjoy reading, when other people ask questions and they are willing to answer and share more about themselves. Or my favorite, which is Instagram filters. Oh my gosh, I have an unhealthy obsession with using Instagram filters and entertaining others with me using it and having fun with it. But If that's not your cup of tea, other things that you can do is to share other people's posts. If you see something you like, you can share them and tag them, and that tag will also be sent to their DMs, and a further conversation can happen from there. Other things that you can post to your Insta stories is to share your surroundings. If you have encountered beautiful nature, you can share that as well. You can definitely show your support to any movements that you're passionate about. You can also share whatever behind the scenes that you are working on, and you get the audience excited of what's coming. Or if you have pets, share your pets. Your animals are always the best icebreaker. Definitely show your cats, dogs, rabbits, hamsters, birds, whatever animals that you have. People will love animals. If they don't, then they are not your people. Speaking of animals, Retro is going to be adopted tomorrow. So this is the last time we'll be seeing him. And I know I kind of interrupted him for his nap. So is there anything that you want to say, Retro, to your fans on YouTube and Instagram? I will definitely miss him so much, and yeah, foster animals, guys. I highly encourage it, or adopt and don't shop for pets. So those are my 3 suggestions of what you can do to your own profile, to your own captions, and also post on Insta stories. And hopefully all these things will help you encourage interactions with your audience on Instagram. You don't have to do all 3 steps at once. Whichever step feels the most comfortable to you, that you are okay with implementing, like maybe your captions, then maybe you can start with that first. Or you do the thing that makes you feel the most uncomfortable, because if you overcome that barrier, then you will maybe realize that, hey, actually it's not so bad. And maybe this is what can help you bridge that gap between you and your audience when they see about how willing you are to do the thing that makes you feel uncomfortable. And of course, this goes without saying that I hope you not only take the steps to encourage other people to interact with you, but you yourself also have to meet them halfway and maybe take that first step to interact with them and break the ice. Especially with your existing audience. You can make the first step to give them a comment on their post, or say a thank you for following me, and maybe that will prompt them to also then interact back with you. And lastly, remember that this process takes time. If you show up consistently, if you post consistently, and you interact with them consistently, you will definitely be able to create that relationship with your audience, which will definitely blossom into many wonderful friendships. Do check out Semigorian Art's blog post article, which I referenced earlier in this video. I'll include that link down below in the description. And if you look through the blog post article, one of the factors she included is timeliness. So if you want to know about what are the best times to post on your Instagram account using your Instagram insights, I do have a video I made over here. You can also find that link down in the description below. But yeah, let me know which one is the step that you want to take, or have you started doing any of these steps? If you are somebody who already regularly interacts with others, let me know what types of content will intrigue you to interact with other people on the platform. And the shout out of this video will go to Heidi. Yay! Thank you so much, Heidi, for leaving a wonderful comment in my previous video. I really appreciate it so much, and a big shout out to everyone who gave all the love to my previous video where I did an interview with Yahi and Mel. If you want a shout out in my next video, you can leave a comment down below, and also let me know what your Instagram name is, or you can share this in your Insta stories, and remember to tag me at Made by Mutiara. If you really like this video, give this a thumbs up, and also please subscribe if you have not done so I can continue giving you more tips when it comes to growing on Instagram as a lettering account. I appreciate all of your support and all of the relationships that I formed on Instagram, and now you're here. Thank you so much. I will see you in the next video. Bye!